Jeremy Adams, David LaFuente, and Brandon Peterson continue Wally's adventure through time as the misplaced hero learns why the Speed Force took him, but it might be too late as a giant Dominator is wreaking havoc in the future city and will explode at any moment and destroy time unless Wally can figure a way out to stop it. Jeremy Adams continues his cool blink of an eye storyline, but focuses on humour and exciting action this time round, as Wally finds himself in a whole lot of it. However, he doesn't forget to progress the storyline in a great direction that confirms Wally has indeed been taken by the Speed Force and is being used to help plug leaks for it and make it whole again. I enjoy the story also seeks to be reminding Wally of the fun adventures he has been on as the Flash, and as Gold Beetle says, will go on in the future, and just how much of an effect he has had as the Flash on people, even so far into the future he finds himself in. Barry's portion of the story was also quite fantastic, as it was a focus on his technical know-how along with his relationships with some other heroes like Mr. Terrific and Green Arrow. I always love when heroes actually hang out within their civilian clothes and in their civilian identities, and here we get some great stuff at the Flash Museum with them getting to take a photo together and just sort of hanging out, and it was really wholesome and nice. David LaFuente and Brandon Peterson both shared art duties again like last issue, and again I like that both time periods of this issue had a different artist to depict them. David LaFuente's future set artwork was kind of cartoony and bright, very fitting for a Gold Beetle and Impulse team up, and Brandon Peterson's current time period art was a bit more realistic, using light and shadow really damn well throughout his segments. The Flash issue 769 was another great installment to the Blink of an Eye storyline, progressing the plotlines really well, while also having a fun team up for Wally to be part of and help remind him of the impact his Flash has had, even in the far future. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. The Flash issue 769 sees Barry continue to tinker in the Hall of Justice with Green Arrow and Mr. Terrific, telling Oliver that they can get to Wally with an audio signal like they did before, but now they betting that they could get a video signal to him as well. Oliver notes that Barry has his powers back, but the hero says he doesn't really, but after the Speed Raptor exploded, the connection to the Speed Force returned, and while it's not as strong as it once was, he'll take what he can get. Michael thinks that the machine is now done, knowing that it should catch Wally's energy and transmit it back via visual cues. Booting up the machine, they soon get a signal from Wally, who says that he's been transported into Impulse's body and is currently being pursued by a giant Dominator. Gold Beetle tackles Impulse from the rooftop, saying whatever Bart did made the Dominator grow in size, so they are getting the hell out of there. As they fall, Wally realizes that his powers don't work, and it's all thanks to the cloaked power dampener the Dominator put around his neck. Beetle says that she can get it off him later once they land, telling him to go limp before they hit the ground, but luckily Beats swoops in to collect Beetle and Impulse as Barry tries to contact Wally again. Wally finds the inside of Beats is a little smaller than he thought, and is told that that's thanks to the time glass it uses. Gold Beetle tells her friend that while she gets Impulse always runs towards danger like a true Flash, and wants revenge on the Dominator for killing his father or something, they can't go breaking the timeline again and he's got to be more careful. Barry asks who that is, but Wally has no idea, talking with Barry as Beetle plays around with her instrument panels. Barry tells Wally he's better to do this alone as Beetle asks who is Wally. Wally is shocked to learn that she can actually hear Barry as well, and Beetle explains that it's her 853rd century headnet that allows her to do that, and it's no real big deal. She realizes that Bart isn't really Bart, recognizing him as Wally West, and this is the first time he's met her, getting excited about working with her captain again. Wally's surprised to learn that they've actually worked together, getting confused since when he gets home he plans on retiring. Gold Beetle finds that hilarious, knowing that he goes on loads of adventures across the galaxy with her, and Beats reminds her of the time rules, making her stop her stories, knowing they gotta keep the linear men off their trail. She asks where Bart is, so Beats tells her that his consciousness was sublimated when Wally transferred inside. Barry tells the group that they think it's the Speed Force and it's hurt, and Wally might be the key to fixing it. Gold Beetle has an idea, accessing some cameras that show Impulse being confronted by the Dominator, Dominator and that he has the power dampener put on him when the Speed Force energy erupts from him. Wally says that the Speed Force is looking for conduits at the weakest point, and Bart, being depowered, explains why he was transferred there. Barry knows that after he sealed the last leak with the Speed Raptor, he got some of his power back, as Gold Beetle points out that some of the energy also transferred into the Dominator and made him grow in size. Barry and the others see the Dominator, knowing the Speed Force must affect various physiologies differently. Wally knows that this is the same energy that caused the explosion like with the Raptor, and it's right in the middle of the city. Barry knows they need to siphon off that energy or it will explode again, and this time take out the entire northern hemisphere. Wally asks if Flash still has the device that Inertia used on him recently, learning that it's in the Speed Lab, and he wants Barry to put it in the time capsule so he can use it on the Dominator. Gold Beetle thinks that they are about to go on a heist into the museum, but Wally says that they aren't really stealing it, wanting to get on with the mission. In the past, Barry, Michael, and Oliver head to the Flash Museum, where Michael thinks that he should use a secret entrance instead of one right in the middle of the museum. Oliver wants to know about the gift shop, learning that a Flash mug sells for $20, something he balks at. Michael says that he's one to talk since he's a billionaire, but Oliver says that he spends his money on good causes. Barry reassures him that the money they make at the museum is spent on good causes, and is spent on operation expenses, and the rest goes to charity. Soon they learn what the operation expenses are as they head into the Speed Lab, getting to work. Barry soon retrieves the device that Inertia used on him as Michael asks where the time capsule is. Leaving the lab, they line up to see the Jay Garrick bust, as Barry tells him he came up with the time capsule idea to help him if he ever got stuck in the future, filling the capsule with tools that would help him get home. He explains the museum has been vandalized, ransacked, and blown up, mostly because of the Speed Lab, so he hid the capsule in plain sight away from the lab. The men get up to the bus for their photo opportunity as Barry quickly places the device in the capsule before taking the picture with his friends. In the future, Impulse and Gold Beetle arrive at the museum, where Beetle explains that they can't just speed in and grab it, since the museum is covered in anti-speedster technology and measures to stop time travelers and other rogues. Beetle has an idea though, slamming Beats into the building and being impulsive, allowing Wally to race off and grab the bust. The Flash security drones soon surround them, but Beetle has an idea, telling Wally to close his eyes as she uses a bright light to blind the robots, allowing them to escape the useless security drones. Barry contacts Wally, telling him not to turn on the device until he's placed it on the target, and it should siphon off the energy from the Speed Force and seal the leak. Beetle wonders how exactly they're going to get it onto the Dominator, so Wally tells her to be like Bart and run towards danger. Wally asks Barry what will happen after that, learning that if he plugs the leak, he will be pulled to another conduit that has been weakened, provided there actually are more leaks. He wonders if he'll continue to bounce around through the Speed Force, but Barry is unsure, since when he was pulled away, his costume was the only thing left, the costume which guarded against high speeds and friction, and since it remained and his body disappeared, he thinks it means his consciousness is now non-corporeal. Wally isn't too happy about being a ghost, as Barry tells him that they'll find his body or build him a new one. Wally refuses to become an android, upset for when his wife finds out about this, since she'll just kill him again. They soon arrive at the rampaging Dominator, and again, Gold Beetle decides to be impulsive, smashing Beats right into the Dominator's head, giving Wally enough time to jump out and race up its arm and towards its mouth, where he throws the device Barry sent him. The Dominator swallows the device, instantly shrinking back to its normal height as Wally is picked up by Gold Beetle. They see the Dominator has been arrested by the police, as Barry says that with the leak plugged, he will now get pulled back into the Speed Force and sent somewhere else, and Gold Beetle will need to go and collect the device from within the Dominator and dispose of it correctly. The woman, who is intent on keeping the device, coyly says that she can do that, when suddenly Wally begins feeling strange, and Barry also gets some strange readings on his end. Gold Beetle hugs Wally, saying that she's going to miss him, hoping he doesn't do the thing with the stun discs when they first meet, and if there is anything he needs, all he needs to do is cause a temporal disturbance. Wally whispers something to the woman as suddenly Bart is returned to his own body, wondering what the hell is happening and why Gold Beetle is hugging him. Wally meanwhile falls into the body of Jay Garrick, who at the time is watching Hitler and his armies unleash the power of the Spear of Destiny across the world.